What if I told you there is a secret setting in Call of Duty that would help you improve your aim and help you win more gunfights on PC? Well, I'm Yoko for Yoko Gaming, and that's exactly what we're going to cover in this week's video. Okay, now as I mentioned in the intro, this is unfortunately only to do with PC, and that's marginally because of it deals with the field of view. Now for you who don't know, there's tons of YouTube videos out there and I won't go into it too much, but to me it's basically like going from widescreen on a movie screen to full screen. You can notice that the console usually plays at about 80, I think it's what JGod did in his video, whereas PC has the ability to play all the way at 60, if you so choose, or even up to 120 if you so choose, and basically it just widens everything out or zooms everything in. This is one benefit that the PC has over the console, but I mean, you know, you're letting go for aim assist, but that's not what we're talking about. Today we're talking about ADS field of view. Now I've reached out to a lot of content creators, big and small, and no one seems to want to cover this, so I figured I would take it upon myself and show you what it does. Now for you who don't know, the independent is basically what everybody has been used to. What this does is, as you can see in the screenshot, is it looks like a normal ADS. Everything is zoomed in a little bit and you can see your clear target. Whereas if you look at this image, and honestly it took me a second to really figure out what the difference was, you can see the tree and a lot more of your surroundings. And that's because this one here actually doesn't matter what your field of view is, right? It just goes on as usual. Whereas this one applies it as you ADS for anything less than 3.25. So basically, if you're playing on 100 or 120, if you're on a PC, you will still be able to see everything around you as you ADS. So let's hop into a game and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, first we have up our independent. And basically what this is what everyone's used to from console and from PC alike, is that when you ADS, it zooms in this huge magnification. It really hones in on that target that you're looking at. And this is pretty much how every Call of Duty has ever been as far as I'm aware of. But when I stumbled upon this and I dropped it down to affected, notice it zooms in just a little bit, maybe like a 0.5 or 1.5, but you're able to see everything around you. Now this is a huge advantage for PC players, as you're able to see a lot more around you and you can quickly flick, if you practice that is, to exactly where these other targets are. Whereas before on console, you would have to be able to hear these people in order to see them. And if you don't believe me, I'll drop it back down to independent and drop this down to 80, which JGod confirmed in his video. By the way, you should probably go check that out. That this is what console plays on. You notice it doesn't zoom in that much because of the 80 zoom in. So to me, this is kind of like Call of Duty's way of leveling the playing field. Because if you take it all the way up to 120, I'm sorry, if you put it back at affected and then put it at 80, it stays the same. It's relatively the same, right? It's relatively the same. Nothing changes. However, if you go to anything higher, like what I play on, 120 for example, and then put it back to independent, it zooms in to meet that 80 frame, just to give everyone the same playing field, which is great. Now for me personally, I would not use this in Warzone unless you're focused on clearing out buildings, for example, and because it's harder to aim long to medium ranges or medium to long ranges if you really can't zoom in, right? You are sacrificing that magnification for a clear view of your surroundings, widescreen versus full screen again. However, this is not detrimental in multiplayer, for example, especially close maps like something like Docks, if you were doing gunfight, or if you're doing shipment where there's this chaos and it's just this little square map. You don't really want to zoom in constantly. You have a good idea of where everybody is, and the lines of sight are really close up, right? So it would be more helpful if you just had this large view. This way you could quickly eliminate the targets and then switch quickly. And I actually have a couple clips of us doing that. So that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like, share it to your friends, and at the very least, go into practice mode and try this out for yourself just to get familiar with it and just to see what it's like, right? I promise it's going to be a little weird, it's going to feel awkward, but if you play a couple matches with some bots or just hop into shipment, I think after at least a couple times of doing it, you are going to see some improvements, and you're going to notice yourself being able to flick shot pretty easily. I was doing this in hardcore, as you could see in the video. It's also great for sniping if you just want a quick snipe, so don't be afraid to try it out. Please leave a comment down below if you liked it or if you disliked it, and as always, guys, stay fierce.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my fucking god! Oh!